Hey, what's up? If you're watching this video, you have signed up to be a part of the hospitality team here at Lifehouse. And I just want to say, first off, thank you so much for joining this very important team to our church. And the hospitality team is a part of our dream team. And our dream team at Lifehouse is our team of volunteers. That really is the lifeblood of what goes on at Lifehouse. So we want to say thank you. During this time, I'm going to share with you some vision for the hospitality team, why it's important, and then I'm going to have my sister Lacey come, and she's going to give you more of the practical side to let you know how you can do what you're going to be doing with the hospitality team in a great way. Okay, so the vision of the hospitality team, why, right? Let me say this, right? And you know this is definitely true. A first impression makes a lasting impression, right? You've been there. You go to a restaurant, you walk in, and you're standing there. There is no hostess at the table, and you're kind of just like sitting there, and you're with your girlfriend, wife, whatever, and you know you've got employees passing you by, and you're standing there waiting for somebody to greet you and take you to your table, and you wait 5 minutes, no one shows up, and you're like, this is stupid, this is dumb, you're going to walk out. Now, unfortunately, what that will probably do is present to you a picture of what you think about that particular restaurant, right? That first impression will make a lasting impression on what you think, not just about that restaurant, but about the people in that restaurant, right? And that is the culture we live in, where a first impression makes a lasting impression, and that is why we want, when people attend Lifehouse, especially for the first time, but it's not just about first-time guests, it's about anyone that attends Lifehouse, but especially those that attend for the first time. We want them to be in complete shock and awe at how much they are loved, cared for, valued, that essentially says, we were expecting you to be here and we are prepared for you, and we are honored and glad that you would even choose to be a part of Lifehouse on this particular day, right? We want to create an amazing first impression, an amazing first experience that people can only say, wow, wow. Why, right? Because a first impression makes a lasting impression. But also too, let me just tell you stats that people that study this stuff, right? There are groups out there nationally in the United States studying like what actually helps people feel welcome at church. And one of the things that they concluded is that somebody, when they come to a church for the first time, makes a decision within the first 5 minutes whether they're going to be coming back a second or third time. Now, with that in mind, do people hear the sermon within the first 5 minutes? No. Do people hear the worship team within the first 5 minutes? Maybe. But we know within the first 5 minutes what they are going to encounter is the hospitality team. They're going to encounter the parking team. They're going to encounter the first-time guest tent. They're going to encounter greeters. They're going to encounter sign holders. They're going to encounter the hospitality team. So honestly, I believe the most important, one of the most, and I would even say the most important part of our church experience on Sunday is not how good the sermon is. It's not how good the worship is. It is, how do people feel when they walk into our building? Do they feel God's love before they go and hear God's love? Or do they not feel God's love and not feel welcome and not feel acceptance before they go and hear about God's love and acceptance? And what we want to do with the hospitality team is create an environment that just people walk in and they can undoubtedly feel the presence of God through the presence of us. Right? You can see in Jesus' ministry, he was a partier, man. Not that he was out like partying in our sense of partying, but he created a sense of welcome, where it even says in Luke chapter 15, sinners were gathered around Jesus listening to him. They were drawn to him. They would hang around Jesus. Why? Because Jesus was somebody that had a culture of welcome and hospitality. That when people, they got around Jesus, they felt welcomed. They felt like no matter what their past was, what they did, they came into a welcoming place. Y'all are starting to make me preach here, okay? But the thing is this, you can see that. We want, in the same way Jesus welcomed anybody, we want Lifehouse to be a place that we say no matter who you are, where you've been, what you've done, how long you've been doing it. We want to create a welcoming place where you feel the power and presence of God even before you go in and hear about the power and presence of God through the sermon or the worship. So it is important to us to create a spot where first impressions make a lasting impression, and to where when people walk in, they know they are valued, cared for, celebrated, loved, and they are just overwhelmed at the welcome they receive from this church. So y'all, look, I want to encourage you. I want you to know what you do with the hospitality team. It's more than just a door you're opening. It's more than just a thing where you're holding a sign. It's more than just checking someone in. It's more than just whatever job you're doing. It matters. It's purposeful. It matters for the kingdom of God. Why? Every week we have first-time guests. Every single week. Every week. It's going to be someone's first encounter with our church. And we want it to be one. When they encounter us, when they see us, they are just overwhelmed and blown away by the welcome that they received from our church, that we believe is a welcoming extension of the kingdom of God and the kingdom of Jesus, that Jesus did back when he was on earth. So look, we want to invite you, right? You say, John, I don't have the personality, I don't have this is, right? There's a bunch of excuses we can all give, right? But we can all smile. We can all say hello. We can all shake a hand. We can all greet somebody. We can all, with our presence, let someone know that we are so excited that they are there with us. So look, that's what I wanted to share with you. The vision, the why, it matters, it's purposeful. Now what I'm gonna do is hand it over to Lacey, and she's going to tell you a little bit more of the practical side of what it means to be a part of the hospitality team. I just wanna say thank you for helping us at Lifehouse help all people experience life change through Christ by following Jesus, doing life together, getting in the game, and leaving a legacy. And I want to thank you for stepping out and being a part of this team. It matters, it's purposeful, and thank you.
All right, hospitality team, I know Pastor John just told you the why, but now I'm going to tell you the how and the what. So give me 5 minutes of your precious time and I will help you feel ready and more prepared to add the greatest value to the hospitality team. Our goal is to be the #1 guest-centric church people have ever been to. That means from the moment they drive into the parking lot, they feel seen, wanted, and welcomed. But how do we do that? It starts in the parking lot. Parking team, you're not just there to direct traffic, although that's helpful, especially when we get back to needing direct parking. You are the first people they encounter. So we want you to smile, wave, and in a fun, energetic way, show them where to go. And when they get out, greet them with a smile and a good morning, welcome to Lifehouse. It's that simple, but incredibly impactful. Greeters, guess what? Tag, you're it. It's your turn to engage and do your thing to make people feel seen, loved, and welcomed. Now, you're most likely holding a fun sign with a fun message on it or holding the door open. In my opinion, you all are clutch in creating the energy in the Lifehouse Newport News kind of way and environment. We always want the energy to be hype, exciting, and fun. And music helps us create that. So feel free to move, to dance, do whatever you need to do to show people that you're excited that they're there. Of course, you don't have to be over the top. You can never go wrong with a wave, smile, and a good morning, I'm glad you're here. But most of all, and this goes for the team as a whole, be a noticer. Notice the single mom carrying the newborn, the diaper bag, the purse, and trying to get all of 2 of her kids to follow her closely into the theater. If she looks like she's struggling, if you remotely know her, help her. If you don't know her, ask if you can. That's just a small example, but it's to show you that those small acts of kindness go such a long way and above and beyond the kind of culture that we want in the hospitality team. Now, the next group of Dream Teamers are clutch to the guest experience. The first-time guest host goal is to intentionally look out for people who have that first-time guest look on their face and in their body language, because guests will not always come up to you. So that's why you have to be attentive. Ways to spot guests is when they avoid eye contact. They didn't say hello to anyone on their way in because they probably don't know anyone. And lastly, they may try to slip by unnoticed. Stay off your phone. Be present in your body language that communicates that you are attentive and alert. Get out from behind the table and engage with them by introducing yourself. Learn their name and then ask how long they've been coming to Lifehouse. If they say it's their first time, boom, you got them. From there, tell them to text GUEST to 757-690-2401 so we can get their info and send them a Starbucks gift card. Now, you don't have to remember the number. The number will be there for you to reference, but that is the number we want them to text. And the conversation doesn't have to stop there. Ask them how they found out about Lifehouse. You never know the cool story you'll hear from asking that question. Give them a genuine compliment. How many times have you received an unexpected compliment that made your day? Here is your opportunity to do that for someone else. There's nothing like a sweet, genuine, unexpected compliment to disarm someone and make them feel like they belong. From there, introduce them to other people if you can, and don't let them walk into the theater alone. Walk with them, pointing out the restrooms, and walk them to an usher to assist them in finding a seat. When you tell them it was a pleasure to meet them, use their name. That will make such a huge difference that they will remember. Last thing for both greeters and first-time guest hosts. Listen, I know Sunday mornings are when we get to see each other and we get to catch up and chat, but the last thing people want to approach is a well-established group of cliques of people. If they see you talking among yourselves and ignoring them or not engaging with them, they're gonna feel like outsiders, and that is the worst thing we can communicate to them. So as a hospitality team, our focus is on the guests or the people that you're not familiar with. All right, so the guests have made it into the theater. They're now in the hands of our awesome team of ushers. Ushers, you are the facilitators of the service. Kind of like a flight attendant, for lack of a better term. Your warm, welcoming demeanor is the final phase before they experience the service. So keep your smile and accommodating attitude. We need you to ensure people have a socially distanced seat and wear their mask. There may be a week where you need to ensure everyone has communion elements and an appropriate way to dispose of the trash on their way out. If someone spills a beverage, you're prepared to relocate the person and clean up discreetly and swiftly. When we're able to safely receive tithe and offerings again via cash and check, you'll be responsible for passing the offering buckets. Being a noticer is an important thing for you too. If you see someone who's struggling to go up and down the stairs, help them. If you see someone covering their ears because it's too loud, hand them the set of earplugs that we have available. If someone needs medical attention, find a safety team member. Quite honestly, just be prepared to handle any issues that may arise. So I know that was a lot of information, which is why we wanted to make this video for you to reference at your convenience. As the hospitality leader, I just want to say thank you for being on the team and helping us to create a fun, loving, welcoming environment for people to experience life change through Christ. We love you and know that we think you are the bomb.com.